Alright, halfway house, Sunday morning, up before Jesus and the Mexicans. It is clutch day. We got this 2017 Ram, all Cummins, 6-speed. So, we got a Valor organic dual disc, the good one, the one I really like. Oh shit, not my fucking problem. So, I'm going to do a more in-depth video this time, actually kind of show you how to do one of these rather than just talk about it. So I started the interior, let's go to the other side. I started the interior while you're still clean, and then go to the back underneath and start from there. So obviously I'm doing it on the ground. I don't have a lift. This is the 4th one I've done on the ground and probably the 25th I've ever done. So I've done a lot of these. So starting the interior, I use this Snap-on, I think it's a Blue Point, but same shit. This flexible one, it's strong enough to get to all these without using a fucking U-joint or, a wrench or whatever. Boom, you can knock all this shit out in a matter of 30 seconds. So, let me crawl up in here. So, first piece, pull this cup holder out right here. There's a key in the way. There's a 8mm there, 8mm there. Boom, this piece pops out, right? So, then, well, let me move this. Then you got this piece, 8mm, 8mm, boom, this pops off. Oh yeah, these have tabs. So you just pick up on the back side of it, boom, pops right out, slide it over the shifter. Same with this, has a tab. This is actually, yeah, that's the front actually. So boom, pop it up, slide it over the shifter. You've got this vent. It just sits over that little stud. Pop that off, get it out of the way. They glue this fucking insulation to this, so you gotta rip it. I try to be as gentle as I can with it, but you're gonna rip it. These are 8s, come all the way around. Again, you can use your little flexible deal. Don't have to ratchet it or wrench it or nothing, and boom, pops right off. So slide this turd out of the way. Oh, and then come down here. These 4 bolts. They're I think it's a 12 E12. Come on, focus, E12. So, pop those off, pull your whole shifter deal out, and then you're ready to go underneath. So that's how you do the interior. And I'll keep making these videos until we're finished. Alright, so you come under here. These are 15s on the rear end. There we go. Now you can see. These are also 15s on the carrier, and then your drive shaft will slide right out. I'm doing this at the house, so I don't have all my tools here, so I kind of rigged this up, which is a 1/2-inch impact to a 3/8 adapter to a swivel to a 15, and that'll get all the bolts easily. You don't have to fucking wrench it, double wrench it or ratchet it. Seriously, save you so much time. These are 15s as well, so you can knock those out at the same time, and then you can slide this right out, and it's probably going to leak some fluid. Finagle it on your knee a little bit. And there she goes. Then you just lower her down out of the way. And if you haven't done a million of these, put the bolts back where they go. I mean, I could spot a damn Cummins bolt a mile away, the fucking bolt, man, no problem. You will probably have to tap that with a hammer. Get a good size hammer, not a little one. I used a little one and just bounced off and smashed the shit on my finger. So use one with some ass, smack it, it'll fall out. And now I'm going to pull this def tank out next. And then we'll get to the transfer case and cross member and all that. We'll just keep moving forward. That's how I do it. So keep rocking and rolling. Alright, I want you to get to your def tank. If it's deleted, this will already be unhooked. If not, you gotta unhook that. You got a little tree clip there. Undo that. Leave that line on there. Undo these 2 lines. And what I do is I undo this bolt so this can hang. Because that's a bitch to get to, and that's an even bigger bitch to get to. And what I'll do is I'll do these. These are 15s, 15s, 15s. Do these, start to, first you gotta pull that off. Those are 13s. I pull that off, you can leave it on. I do it it's 4 fucking bolts. It takes 10 seconds with that thing, get it the fuck out of the way. So those are 13s, get that the fuck out of the way. Switch to your 15 on your impact. 2 15s, 2 15s, and then I go to the other side, so it's hanging down already. Come to this side, I do the bottom one first, it hangs down a lot more. You start on doing the top one, and it pretty much touches the ground. By the time you get the top one out, it barely, it doesn't even really fall. You don't have to try to catch it, whatever, done deal. And then, so this will be hanging, But then you can get to this one and this one. Boom, now this is all out of the way. You can see the harness hanging down there. And now you just keep moving forward. Do the front drive shaft next. Alright, so on this front drive shaft, you can get it all with your fancy impact. Those are easy. Those are 15s. These are still 16s. You kind of got to get creative, and you know, if you're smart, you'll leave the front and do the rear first, so you can shove your pry bar in the U-joint deal and rest it between the frame and the control arm. That way you don't have to hold it. But this method works too. You gotta get creative sometimes. God damn. Fucking windy. It's like the Wild West out here. Fucking tumbleweeds and beer cans fucking blowing all over the place. So I'm gonna keep rocking and rolling, and next we'll do the transfer case. So 16 back here. I've never been able to fit a ratchet wrench on there. I've fucking tried. There's just not enough room. I've seen people try to finagle a setup like that in there. I've never been able to. Just gonna have to get old-fashioned and just wrench it and hold it with your leg and keep rocking and rolling. So next step, hydraulics. Started this in. These are 13mm nuts on studs. This is your slave cylinder. You got these little tree clip things, and so going on the inside. You have a plug right there. It's got a little lock on it, the red lock. Slide that off, undo that. So what I use, this is the little dickhead thing I was talking about. So I usually use a 12 point. This one I couldn't quite get with a 12 point, but a 6 point, and you put it on there, and as you push down, it squeezes it together and it'll pop out. On this one, I actually got an extension so I could use a pry bar against the brake pedal, and boom, popped right out. It's kind of a bitch. If it was the other way, you'd have a lot more room, but that's how I do that. It's worked for me forever. I don't know how I discovered that, but I did, and it's nice. Then this thing just twists right out. Twist right out. What's up with the focus going on here? So, focus. Anyway, where is that switch at? Here it is. So, this is the switch. It just slides off. I usually delete these and just make a jumper, connect them together, and yeah, so you don't have to be in your truck with the pedal in to start it. Don't get shit hammered and crank it with it in gear, because it will fucking start, it will fucking go. So just pay attention to what the fuck you're doing. Next, I'm gonna pull out the transfer case. I'm gonna use the tranny jack for that, and keep swinging and banging. See y'all later. Okay, made some progress under here. These you can kind of see the stud. If I move this out of the way, there's 6 studs for the transfer case. They are 9/16. These are really easy to get to on the 6 speeds. The automatics, the mount, I believe, is like right in the fucking way. They say you have to remove the cross member before to get to those and get the mount out of the way. I've done them with the cross member and the mount end on automatic. It's a fucking nightmare, but it can be done. Just pull it if you can. So these are easy though. So get those. The top one on that side, on the passenger side, sucks. The heat shield's kind of in the way. I used where is it? I used a little stubby ratchet wrench. Oh, there it is. And use your man hands, and you can get it. They're really not very tight. So this is ready to come out. There's actually 2 plugs on these. One here and one on the front side. Don't forget your vent. Get all your tree clips while you're under here with your... I use one of these. I like these. This is the Mac one. While you're under there, get all these off the harness. This other harness. I use screwdrivers for years, or needle nose, and you get a break and have them with a tool like this. It's pretty easy, and most of them don't break. So I unplugged that big harness, just get all the fuck out of the way. Get all the ones off the transmission. There's only one plug on the transmission. Get your shifter out of the linkage out of the way. And all these are out, and these are studded, so it'll stay, which I like. The Fords, they just have they use bolts with one dowel, and to me it makes it a nightmare, especially if you're trying to put it in by yourself. So I like these. You can take them off and it just chills there. So I'm gonna get the jack, finagle this thing out of there, and then I'll be ready to do the flywheel bolts, or the flex plate bolts, to the well, the bolts through the plate to the flex wheel, to the flex plate. You know what I'm talking about. And then she's ready to slide out of here. Coming out's usually not too bad. Going in is the hard part, especially with the transmission this big. I don't know if you can really see how big these fucking things are. They are huge. Same trans I got in my 91 dually. They don't fit in those trucks very well either. So transfer case is ready to come out, and then I'll pull the cross member and or put the jack on it, pull the cross member, and then, well, I'll do the bolts up front first. Then I'll probably pull most of the bell housing bolts as well. So I don't have to, so I do it before the jack's in the way. That'll help you a lot. And then, you know, then pull this shit out of your way and drop her down. And, you know, it's a tight squeeze up there, so you have to drop her down and slide her out. Stay tuned. All right, got her out. This will be the final chapter of this video. Didn't really run into any snags except for that. So like I said, you can pull them out like a converter, basically. You can see that little, wow, that sun's fucking it up. That hole and these holes are bolts to this, and basically this is supposed to stay on. Well, my dumbass missed a bolt, and it actually slid out pretty easy. So like, oh fuck it, maybe I missed a bolt. So sure enough, went back around and I missed one of the bolts, and then, you know, then there's nothing to hold this up, so all the weight was on it. So it came crashing down once I busted loose with the. That's the setup I used, with a 15 with a wobble, and then 37 feet of extension, and so that way you can do it. You still got the ratchet on the balancer, so you can turn it from there, and then, you know, with a long extension, get to it. Not too fun, but not terrible. These are a tight squeeze. Yeah, so that's about it. So you got your 9/16 bell housing bolts. These are, I think they're actually 24s. I use 15/16. That's what I had. These little tabs do get in the way, and this is about, you know, 4,000 foot-pounds. So you gotta twist it enough to rotate this down, and then it'll slide through the notches to get that out. I think this is an inch and a 1/16, and then you just kind of pry the deal out. I got it strapped on here. Yeah, it's not that much fun, but you get some exercise. You do about 5,000 sit-ups and push-ups, and, you know, what have you. So get a better look at this extension deal I got going on here. Yeah, so you can still barely get to it, but it can be done. These are the stupid little bolts. There's 8 of them, in case you're wondering, not 7. So I should have filmed this thing crashing to the ground. It registered on the Richter scale there. Yeah, so here's the big dual mass pile of shit. You can see there's clutch dust everywhere. So I'm gonna brake clean her out a little bit and put her back together. Now you'll know how to do it. I'm not gonna make a video putting it back together. If you got it out, you can figure out how to put it back in. I will say, when you're going back in, when you're stabbing it, do not just crank her down with the bolts, because you will break something. I've never done it, but sometimes I'll, you know, when you get real close, I'll put a couple bolts on each side, and I'll use a little bitty ratchet wrench and just snug them up, go around, and then you'll kind of feel it, you know, once it kind of centers itself, and then, you know, just keep doing that until she's in. It's a nightmare. It's a big bastard. So I'm gonna eat some lunch. It's about noon, so I think by the time I actually started on this, it was 8:45. I'm gonna guess it's probably 11:30, so 3 hours. You know, not in a rush or anything. So you pretty much double your time going back in, I think. Hopefully my roommate will wake up soon and help me put it back in. So that's how you do it. That's how you do G56. It's halfway house. Actually, I'm gonna go get a beer now. You know, I mean, that's pretty much the same as any clutch job. I mean, I try to be detailed and give you the sizes and everything. What do we got in here? Shiner and shiner. Take one of these. Need to go get some Lone Star Light, I guess. Yeah, so That's how you do it. It can be done on the ground. I've done it 4 times now, all by myself, every fucking time. Oh, can't do this one-handed. Oh, there we go. So, I'm gonna enjoy me some Shiner Bock or a dozen, and eat some food, and go back together. And I'll see y'all later. All right, halfway house. It is 4 o'clock. The transmission is in there. I got me a Lone Star light. Oh, so trans is in there. It's all bolted up. Kind of a bitch. Even with 2 people, it's a bitch to get in there, but we got it. Hoping to still finish 4 darks. We got about 2 hours, so we're gonna have to really start rocking and rolling, and swinging and banging. But the rest is all easy, especially with 2 of us. You know, one doing the front drive shaft, one doing the rear. Well, we'll tag team the transfer case. Hydraulics go in. Yeah, we'll be ready to fucking go here in hopefully less than 2 hours. So I did take a 2-hour break. I went and ate and watched me, myself, and Irene. So whatever, it's all good. It'll be done today, and back on the road tomorrow. Back on the road tonight. Back to work tomorrow. So anyway, pretty straightforward from here. Clutch dust everywhere. That thing was smoked. Anyway, I'll see y'all later.